Hey everybody, here talking about the AFC North. So let's get right to it with the Dream Team. My first choice for my QB1 is Lamar. I uh, I know some people are gonna say, "Are you nuts? It should be Joe." Here's the thing. I I gave Lamar the advantage here because I just feel like he's going to have a better year than Burrow. I think Burrow is going to be, um, a little rusty, and I'm just not convinced that he's going to have a better year than Lamar. So Lamar's going to have Andrews back, which I think is going to be a huge advantage for him. Him and Andrews have a huge connection, and I'll talk about Andrews here in a little bit. He's also got Zay Flowers. Bateman is, I think he's going to be on track for a breakout year if he stays healthy. Plus, he's got Derrick Henry now in the backfield. I just got a really good feeling about Lamar's year this year, so that's who I'm going with my QB. RB1. Again, this might be a surprise, but I'm going with Warren from Pittsburgh. I know some people are going to say, well, what about Najee? Um, I'm telling you what, Warren is the real deal. I think he's going to have a breakout year this year. Uh, he's definitely going to take advantage of his opportunities. I'm not saying that Harris isn't going to have a good year and he's not going to start or anything like that. I just think that they're going to, um, I think they're going to rotate series with these two. I think Warren is too great of a talent for them not to have him out on the field. And I think sometime during this year he is probably going to take over as the number one guy in the Pittsburgh backfield. So I got high hopes for him this year. I think he's going to have a better year than Harris is, and I think he's Pittsburgh's running back of the future. So my running back too, I'm gonna go with Zach Moss, who the Bengals picked up. I know the Bengals got, I believe it's Brown also in their backfield, younger running back. But I tell you what, Moss looked really good with Taylor out last year. I think he's got a lot left in those legs. He makes people miss on tackles. I just think that he is a really good fit in Cincinnati, and I think that he's gonna have a good year. So um, that's why I picked him. I'm confident in his ability, and I think he proved last year that he can come in and be the guy because uh, the Colts didn't lose a beat at the running back position with Jonathan Taylor out last year. Obviously, he's no Jonathan Taylor, but he definitely did a great job filling in for him while Jonathan was out. Wide receiver one, obviously, I got to go with Chase. I think Chase is an outstanding talent. I think that if he is healthy all year, he's going to have a great season. He's definitely going to be in the top 10, could be in the top 5 of receivers this year. I know everybody likes to throw out stats and where these guys are going to play and stuff like that. I think it really is dependent on if Burrow comes out and shows that he's fully healthy and ready to go. Um, but him and Burrow's connection, especially since they played in college, I just you got to go with Chase as the number one receiver here. Number two receiver, I'm going with Pickens from the Steelers. I think Pickens is a tremendous talent. I think the only thing that's going to hold him back is his maturity. I think that he showed a lot of immaturity last year. I think he gave Mike Tomlin everything he could handle as it relates to his locker room presence and stuff. I'm hoping that he'll turn it around from an attitude perspective now that Deontay Johnson's gone. He's definitely a diva, but he's also, he's showing that he can play. He's definitely a huge threat. If he can keep his ego in check and show some maturity this year, I think the sky's the limit with him. Wide receiver three, I gotta go with Amari Cooper from the Browns. I think uh, Cooper showed last year, um, just with the quarterback situation there, that he can still get it done no matter who the quarterback is. And I think he's talented. He gets off the ball quick. He can get down the field. He can catch, in the middle of the field. He's the real deal, real package. And I think Cooper's going to have a great year. Tight end, you got to go with Mark Andrews. To me, he's one of the best tight ends in the league. He's proven it year in, year out. Last year would have been no different had he not gotten hurt. Him and Lamar have a connection. He's Lamar's guy. Uh, Lamar's always going to look for him when he's out on the field. And he just doesn't, he's just not showing any signs of slowing down. Um, and, and every indication is that he's looking great coming off the injury. I don't think that there's anything that's going to hold him back, unless he gets hurt. I definitely think that Andrews, if he stays healthy this year, is going to be a top three tight end. I see him having a better year than, Kelsey and some of those other tight ends out there as well. Um, to me, you can't go wrong with Andrews. He's Lamar's favorite target, and as long as he's out on the field, Lamar's always going to look for Andrews, and he's always going to get the targets. And he's reliable. He has great hands. He's just hands down one of the best tight ends in the league. Bench player number one, I got to go with T. Higgins. Um, I know some people would have probably picked Higgins over Amari or Pickens. Again, I'm just not um, sold on completely sold on Burrow. I think Burrow's going to go with his comfort zone, and um, that's Chase. I also think that the Bengals losing Boyd as their third receiver is going to impact Higgins as well. So I know that he's playing on a franchise tag and he's got a lot to play for. Um, given that if he has a great year, he's going to be looking to get paid. I don't question his ability. I'm just not fully confident that with how Burrow's going to do. And to me, I think that I had to give the nod um, to Cooper over Higgins because of that. So my bench player number two, and I know this would be a surprise, and I know some people are probably saying, I can't believe you don't have him as your starting running back, and that's Derrick Henry. Listen, I'm telling you right now, Derrick Henry is great, but he's hit that magic mark now. He's going to be over 30 this year. He's starting in a new offense. He's going to be the running back behind a running QB in Lamar. They've got their one young running back coming back and their other running back that's going to be there as well. Do I think Derrick Henry's going to have a good year? I think he will. Do I think he's going to have as good a year as Jaylen Warren or Zach Moss? No, I don't. I really don't. I think that Henry is going to find himself in a rotational situation with the Ravens. I don't think the Ravens are going to give Henry as many carries as he was getting with the Titans. I think Henry is um, he'll probably be used in the red zone a lot as well. So I can see him being productive in the red zone. I just don't see Henry getting as many carries and opportunities because of his age and the fact that they have a couple other really good running backs there that they're going to rotate in the rotation. That's what the Ravens do. If anybody's watched the Ravens and watched how Harbaugh runs that team and that offense and how they use their running backs, they always use a rotation. And so, with that being said, Henry's never really, you know, um, been in that position where he's been rotating. He's also not a three down back. He's a two down back. He's always been a two down back in his career. He's never been a producer in the passing game. So I just think that was this a good smart move for the Ravens? I think it's Derrick Henry. Yeah, it's a good move. Um, do I think he's going to be as productive as he's been in the past? No, I don't, because I think that they're gonna try to rotate him, save his legs, keep him fresh throughout the year, especially if they have a good season and they have a chance to make a playoff run. That's what they're gonna do. So I just don't see him having the amount of production that he had with Tennessee. That's why he's on my bench. And then the last guy here, I got Judy on my bench. As everybody may or may not know, he's with the Browns now. Uh, I loved him with the Broncos. I think Judy's a great addition for the Browns. I think having him with our Amari Cooper is a good fit. I think that the only knock on Judy is that he tends to get dinged up and stuff, but he's a tremendous talent. And looking at the other receivers in this division, I just there wasn't anybody else that I felt was as great of good of a talent as Judy to be on my bench. Um, I think that if Deshaun Watson can get going this year with those two receivers, um, and show what he used to do when he first came into the league with Houston, I think there's a very good shot that both of these guys could have 1,000-yard seasons, especially if they stay healthy. Um, Stefanski is going to find a way to use Judy in that offense. I'm a huge fan of Kevin Stefanski. As I've mentioned on other videos, I'm a Vikings fan. Stefanski came from the Vikings. I was disappointed when the Vikings didn't, keep him and promote him and stuff. I think he's a heck of a coach, and I think he's going to show everybody what Judy can do in his offense. So that's why I put him on my bench. With that said, I just want to remind everybody if you like the content, check us out on YouTube at Fantasy Fools PPR. We're also out on X on Fantasy Fools, Instagram, Snapchat. If you like the content, please subscribe, give us a follow, like our videos. Like I mentioned before, Wyggzz and I are going to have a lot of different content out there. Uh, so if you like what you're hearing, keep listening, and we'll be switching it up. We're going to be getting into some different things here soon. So we're just running through the divisions right now, really quick. So this is the start of the AFC, and so we got three more divisions here, and then we'll be getting into some other content as well. So appreciate everybody listening, and look forward to providing some more great content. Take care and have a great night.